Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Jonesboro. Today we have our softball coordinator from the Parks Department, and it's Karla Marroquin. Karla, welcome, and tell us what in the world's going on at Southside Softball Complex.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me today. So we are a little bit under construction at the moment. We had a little bit of cold weather a few weeks ago, and behind the scenes, a lot of things that people don't see is we had a few pipes bust. So right now, youth concessions is under construction. But our big project is Field 10. Right now, we are in the process of turning it over, so we could possibly have 11 fields come by the end of the year.
Oh my goodness. So Field 10 is going to be what size for what age groups?
It will be youth sized. It'll be 200-foot fence.
So that's the one I need to play on.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Field 11 will be about a T-ball sized one, so you can pick.
I don't appreciate that. So as a guy who played recreational softball in the past, in the youth, I kind of feel like it's not for old folks anymore because people slapped. I used to be a pitcher, so you had to have really quick reactions for the line drive that was coming back at your head. But is there an old man's league that where we can kind of just act like we're running?
So
like that?
There is a senior league that does play at Southside. It's not part of our leagues, but they
Okay.
do have their own league in which they rotate facilities. So they'll play at Southside for a week, then they'll go and play at
okay.
Hardy. They'll go play in Truman.
Very nice.
And there's actually quite a few teams. I believe there's like 3 in the past few years that have come and rotated throughout.
Okay.
They play on Thursdays typically around noon, and they're out there for a few hours.
So just because you're 55 like me doesn't mean you're too old to play, right?
Correct.
Everybody caught that. But we have a season coming up. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up this season. And tell me a little bit about the different age groups and some of the things that you look forward to this year.
We have 3 different leagues in the spring. So we'll have junior high league. It will start late February, early March, and it'll go through about mid-April. And then as soon as that league finishes, we'll start youth league. Youth league, we start with ages right now 3-year-old to 12-year-old. So if you're in that age range, then we'll find a team for you.
Yeah.
And then we'll have adult league that'll start early May, and they'll go through about mid-June. And we've had all kinds. You just have to be 18 years or older to play in the adult league, more for sanction purposes and safety. But the age for that one, you can go as long as you're able to play.
Right. Now tell me about the various types of leagues. Are there different skill levels of leagues that play, or how does that work?
The junior high league is basically 6th through 8th grade girls. Some teams do have to go down to 5th grade to make the team, but it's just based on your school district and where you're at. We're not sanctioned with schools. We have our own league separated, but as long as you're in a school district, you're able to play. We've ranged teams from 25 to 30 teams, and we're looking to have around that same range this year.
So that's going to be more than 300 people.
Yes.
Participating in the sport.
Yes.
Out there. All right. So, what is it? Do you have any fast pitch softball? Is it mostly slow pitch? Is it any fast pitch at all?
Majority is fast pitch.
Majority is fast pitch.
Junior high league is fast pitch. The youth league is fast pitch. We do have coach pitch, but that's your age groups that are
Right.
just now starting and playing softball. And then slow pitch is really mostly the adults.
And with 11 fields, you can accommodate all age groups
Yes.
to the best of their,
Yes,
or least of their ability.
We have 4 fields that we accommodate the adult league to, and then we have, of course, all 10 right now are able to be for youth.
Right.
So
there are good players, but softball is a sport where you don't have to be intimidated. It's not like golf where you just get mad at yourself and throw the clubs and go home. Your teammates can lift you up a little bit, or you can lift them up a little bit. It's fun and camaraderie wise, is it not?
It is, but you do have your own, I guess, internal self that you battle. Just like golf, you're always wanting to be perfect, and perfection's never going to happen in whatever sport you play, but you're always going to have where you want to be the best. And I mean, of course, it is good that you have teammates that will help you get there.
Right.
So it's a really good team sport.
That's cool. Karla, you played a long time. Do you still play?
Yes, I play slow pitch.
Do you? Good for you. Good for you, girl. You graduated. That means you've grown up a little bit. So tell me what it costs. How do people get in contact with you or whoever? What do they need to do to sign up?
They can get a lot of the information on our Facebook page, which is Southside Softball Complex, or of course Jonesboro Parks and Recreation. They post a lot of our forms. And so basically right now, if you go to the City of Jonesboro's website, you can click under Youth Sports Registration, and we have the junior high and the youth league forms. We have the online forms on the website, so they can click on those and sign up, or they can go to Earl Bell's, sign up paper form. The adult league is not open yet. They won't be open until the first week of February.
Okay.
But all the other ones are open now.
So in my brain, the easiest way to do that is to go to jonesboro.org, and we have a really great search engine. I mean, everybody gets intimidated because it's a government website. Trust me, I understand. But all you have to do is type in softball softball registration or softball sign up, and that will get you directly to the page where you can sign up.
Yes, the links will be there on the right side, and it gives you the prices and just about every information that you need, except for of course practices, which practices are based on what coach and what team. The coaches will, most of the time, they will pick their days, what days they want to practice. But as far as like game days, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, that's your typical game days. Leagues are only on the week, and then of course there's tournaments that are on the weekend. Right.
Now tell me, what's the most common complaint you hear there's got to be 100, right? Everybody wants something different. I mean, that's what first thing I would do is start complaining. That's why you don't want me. But what's the most common complaint you field out there and explain to people why things are the way they are in that situation?
Really, with the adults, sometimes everybody has their opinion, and they all like to let you know about it, but we want to accommodate everybody, and a lot of times I don't think they realize that I have 3 different divisions within that league, and 3 is a minimum. I've had a maximum of 6.
Right.
And so you have to accommodate all divisions, not just one.
Right.
And so sometimes you have to look for that common denominator, and sometimes you get stuck on what benefits you rather than the whole league.
Right. Very good, very good. And what we need is we are doing the best out there. That we've got some of the greatest fields and a nice complex that, to my understanding, 10 to 15 years ago was not in great shape whatsoever, and now it's a class facility that meets it compares well across the state.
Yes.
So you guys have done a lot of great work out there, and the city and the mayor are very proud of what we have at Southside Softball Complex. Do we have Wi-Fi out there now?
I think we are working on it.
We're probably going to have it before too long.
Yeah, I mean, we have Wi-Fi for like registration or registers, cash registers, and for our benefit, but I think they're working on putting Wi-Fi for the public benefit.
But not the umpires, right? They can't be looking at their Facebook.
No, they can't be looking at their Facebook during the game.
Umpires are better than that. Hey, speaking of umpires, what are the hardest things for you to acquire? Is it coaches? Is it umpires? Because they all have to be sanctioned, and I don't know about coaches, but the umpires have to be sanctioned. Do you need coaches? Is there a coaching shortage, or we got a surplus? How does it work?
Coaches would probably be the toughest ones to acquire. Umpires, we actually don't have a hard time acquiring them. They've been really good and pretty consistent the past few years. We've actually started with our youth leagues to where we're bringing in some of the high school students who are wanting to look into that. And so you'll see, like in our youth, you'll see especially like the younger girls, where we'll bring a high schooler with more veteran umpire to kind of guide them to see, if that's what they like to do. And it's worked out really good. We've actually gotten about 8 to 10 young umpires that are
right?
out there umpiring during league.
That's great. That's having been an umpire of youth league, really baseball, but I've done some softball. So just let you know up front, you probably should start a Hug Your Umpire program over there. Everybody has to hug an umpire if they actually want to get called safe. And so, I think all that's, appreciation. The appreciation of the people providing the service is sometimes difficult to appreciate, because you see, like, the role models are the pros and the college coaches whose lives are and jobs are on the line. Their livelihoods and their jobs are on the line. And this is a sport for recreation and fun, and I would love for all the participants and their parents in the youth leagues to understand that, take a deep breath, and realize that everybody's human and that everybody's doing the best they can. Is that the way you feel, or am I bringing PTSD to you?
No, absolutely. Coaches, I do have a hard time sometimes getting coaches, so I'll have the teams and I'll break it to the parents, like, this is your team, so I need a coach. I do help whenever, I'm there to help. I played ball. I help A-State right now. I'm a volunteer assistant coach. So, I know the game. It's not like I just work the program.
Right.
I played it for many, many years. Ever since I was 5 years old. So
Karla's the best coach, but she can't coach. That's.
So I don't. I've stepped on a field to help somebody. I've stepped on practices. I'll be at the ballpark, and from my windows I can see all fields. So if I see somebody struggling, I'll walk down like, hey, you guys okay? Do y'all need help with anything? And
very nice.
I've stepped up, and helped some of them, and even just the girls. They see me, so I'll walk down any part of Southside. Hey Karla, hey Miss Karla, hey Coach Karla, everything. So to me, you want to be that role model for those young girls. Right. So I want to do my part in helping them achieve what I was able to, or achieve what I wasn't able to.
Right, and that's wonderful. Yeah.
But yes, those coaches are the role models to those girls, and if they see them complaining to an umpire, arguing, a lot of times it's that they don't understand the rules, and so that's the difficult part. But once they're told, hey, this is the rule, this is what goes on, then you see them simmer, and you see them go on about the game. But it's that starting fire, that rule that they don't know. But then after that, and I've gotten really close relationships with some of those coaches. They'll call me and they'll text me, hey, I need a girl for this team, do you have anybody looking? And it's a really good community.
That's great. And I think Karla has put her brand on the park out there, and everybody knows and appreciates the work you and your team does. What do you have to do to get a field ready right now? What are people working on?
Right now, so they just got done putting clay bricks on the fields around the pitcher's mounds and around the batter's boxes, because that's another issue that we would have, is the batter's boxes would dig holes, pitchers would dig holes. So now they have clay bricks to kind of level out that playing field for them, and just to give them a little sturdy ground.
Okay, very cool. Anything else we need to know?
Softball is a growing sport. I graduated high school in 2010, and I played college softball. I had to go out of state. We only had a handful of college teams in Arkansas, and now just about every city, big, minor, has a junior college. Arkansas went from having about 5, softball schools to having 15 to 20 now.
Yeah.
And so it's a growing sport. If you can get involved, it takes a few years, especially with the young ones. But I think once you get into it, you're hooked for life. Right. Because it's just a fun atmosphere. It's fun. Some teams become your family without, you wanting them to, and it just becomes very close knit. Right.
Very nice. She's Karla Marroquin. She is in charge of softball at Southside Softball Complex, and it's growing in Jonesboro. One more way Jonesboro's getting better at serving all of us. And we thank you, Karla, for being on Let's Talk Jonesboro today.
Thank you.